2 weeks. 2 weeks. I really outdid myself this time. I took a 2-week hiatus. But listen, I have a reasonable excuse. School ended, and I'm talking about college, not high school. And I'm a graduate. Bada boom, bada. What did DeMarcus Cousins say?
Bada bing, bada boom. I'm a warrior.
I'm a graduate. So I did have a reasonable explanation for why I took such a long hiatus away from you guys, but guess what? I'm back and in full effect because I have no more school. I don't have to prepare for a fall semester or a spring one or a summer one for another year and a half or so because I am gonna be going to graduate school. So that's not gonna happen for a little bit now. I'm all yours. I'm all yours. You see me? I can't really see y'all, but you see me?
I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
But in all seriousness, I am happy to be back. We are on the road to 1,000 subs still, and we've actually gained subs since I've been gone. So all isn't lost and it hasn't been a complete and total L. But in this video, I'm bringing you guys my breakout candidates for the 2023-2024 NBA season. I haven't even done this. For some reason, I didn't do it last year. I don't know why it didn't come to mind. But this year, I got plenty of breakout candidates. I honestly think I could do multiple videos of this. So if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. And tell me who your breakout candidates are for this next season. If you want a part 2, ask me. Let me know if you want a part 2 in the comments right now. I'm gonna drop another one because, like I said, I have a bunch of breakout candidates. Now, the first player on this list, bro, and I don't think many people have talked about this player too much. Shout out to you, my boy Cam, Killer Cam on Twitter. Y'all go follow him. He has some dope shoots, some dope pictures, photography, all that good stuff. But he is an Atlanta Hawks fan, and he's one of the few guys that I've talked with about Jalen Johnson pretty often. In his rookie season, Jalen Johnson did spend most of his time in the G League, so it makes sense why most people didn't really understand nor know who he is nor the talent that he has. But in his second season on the bench, Johnson was favored by Quinn Snyder, and it showed very, very quickly because Snyder pretty much stopped using John Collins, who essentially became a shell of himself at that point. Now, over the final 4 games of the regular season, Jalen Johnson averaged 13 points, 5 rebounds, almost 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1.5 threes a game while shooting 59% from the floor. In the play-in matchup against Miami, he had 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals in just 14 minutes. And to me, that shows a lot. That's big because the play-in, you're fighting for your life. You're fighting for your season at that point. And he showed up more than what I've seen from John Collins in the past couple years since he hurt his wrist a few years ago. Since John Collins finally did get traded, and like I said, Snyder didn't really utilize him much, we all know Jalen Johnson is in store for a larger role and he's gonna be ready to boom. Now, I don't expect nothing too crazy out of him, but I expect and I hope to see him finishing the year averaging somewhere around 14, 5, and 2, making around 2 threes per game and having 2 steals a game to follow that. Now, my next dog on my list, Tari Eason. Now, if you watched the Summer League this year, you saw Tari Eason just flash on the screen. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I recognize Tari Eason's face, I know his name, and I know his play, but in terms of the Summer League and what I saw early, he jumped off the screen a lot more than he did his rookie year. Now, he finished his rookie year with averages of 9 points per game, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, under 1 block, and under 1 3 per game in 21 minutes per game. And his shooting splits, they weren't all that great. He was shooting 44% from the field and 75% from the charity stripe, and they weren't horrendous for a first-year man, so it's something that you could build off of. Now, in 5 starts, he averaged 13 points, under 10 boards with 9.8, under 2 steals with 1.8, and he shot almost 51% from the field, which is a lot better than his full season averages, of course. But then when we moved to the Summer League, and this is where he really jumped out, like I said, he averaged 23 points, 9.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks. Now, this was just 2 games, so of course, it's a small sample size, but he's shown growth. And not only in his game, but his confidence level looks to be at an all-time high. With Eric Gordon gone and the Rockets hopefully more willing to give him consistent minutes in year 2, there's clear breakout potential for Tari Eason, and I can't foresee him not taking advantage of that. I'm not gonna lie. He didn't see the playing time he deserved as a rookie, but he's for sure gonna get that this year, especially with some of these older guys in the Rockets leaving and not taking up a bulk of those minutes and those touches. Now, another guy that I have on this list is one of Tari Eason's teammates, and that's Jabari Smith Jr. And I talked about Jabari Smith Jr. a little bit in some past videos, and his rookie season, it did get off to a brutal start. I have to admit that. He shot horribly his first 20 games, shooting just 35% from the field, and there was a lot of people saying he was a bust very, very early. I stuck with him, he stuck with it, and the efficiency improved as the regular season reached its conclusion. Of course, we know Jabari started the season off horribly, but after the All-Star break, Jabari did average just under 15 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and he averaged just under 2 3-pointers a game in 33 minutes per game in 24 appearances. He shot 44% from the field and 77% from the foul line, and of course there's some uncertainty due to the Rockets, roster as it is constructed, because they brought Fred VanVleet and they brought Dylan Brooks in, so there are more touches that are gonna have to be shared once again. But I think Jabari Smith, we've seen him develop into a pro, and with the Rockets hiring Ime Udoka, I fully expect him to be a driving force or a catalyst, if you will, for Jabari Smith's development going forward. In the summer league, we saw him playing out of his mind as well, along with Tari Eason. Of course, he only played a couple games, but his confidence level has seemed to grow just as much as we've seen Tari Eason's grow, and that spells trouble for everybody else who has to play the Rockets next year. Now, I do got a couple more on the list, but if you made it this far into the video, please do me a favor and like the video. It does help me out in the algorithm, whether you want to subscribe or not. Get me out there to somebody else. It doesn't really hurt, it takes 2 seconds, and it doesn't really affect your YouTube channel or account, so why not do it? And if you do enjoy, make sure to subscribe for more, and we're gonna continue turning out videos just like this going forward. Big NBA talk as always. Let's get into the next pick, and that's Mark Williams for the Charlotte Hornets. Now for me, Mark Williams was an easy choice, a very easy choice. With Mason Plumlee being shipped out at the trade deadline, Mark Williams looks to be the main guy that is setting picks and rolling for LaMelo Ball, who is only growing with regard to playmaking and developing in that department. Mark Williams was an easy choice for me given his production after the Hornets traded Mason Plumlee at the deadline. And if you look at his stats from February 10th onward, Mark Williams started 17 of the 18 games that he appeared in, and he averaged 12 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block in 26 minutes per game. He shot 63% from the field and 64% from the foul line. And only 7 of those games were played alongside LaMelo Ball, who suffered a season-ending ankle injury, as we all know, late in February. Now, during that small sample size, Mark accounted for 12 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks in 30 minutes per game. And he was really hooping because LaMelo Ball not being there was big for this team because he was everything for this Charlotte team. With Mark Williams showing his development without LaMelo Ball on the floor, I think more time on the floor with LaMelo Ball will only help him grow even more. We're on to our last two, and funny enough, they're teammates kind of like some of my earlier guys like Tari Eason, Jabari Smith. But the first guy I'm gonna name, and you're probably gonna be able to guess who the second guy is after I say this first name, but Herb Jones. And Herb Jones was another easy choice for me on this list. I watched him and the Pelicans a lot more this past season, and personally, I love great defenders, and let me tell you now, Herb Jones is exactly that. He is one of the best perimeter defenders in this NBA as we speak today. Herb Jones played big minutes in a year where the Pelicans were without 2 major stars in Zion and Brandon Ingram for a good amount of the year, and he definitely didn't disappoint. Herb Jones was one of those guys that I thought was quietly an all defensive type of guy, and his numbers won't stand out too much with regard to the counting stats and the stats that most people look at, but if you actually watch him and watch the Pelicans play, I personally have him as a first team all defensive guy this year, and I can genuinely see him being a top 3 guy with regard to the defensive player of the year conversation at the end of the year. Now, if the Pelicans can find a clean bill of health, they'll definitely be a dark horse in the West. Though health is a huge caveat, I think you can still count on Herb Jones being the best defender on this team and helping them win more games than you would expect if they have their main guys go down once again. And as I said before, you probably guess who the second player is, and that's Trey Murphy III. Now, Trey Murphy is one of those players with perfect measurables and a foundation to build into a great player for the future NBA. At 6'9" with a 7'1" wingspan, Murphy's length is quite literally the NBA's future 3-and-D archetype. He can shoot the skin off the the ball by way of his 40% clip from 3 last season. He's a good defender that's only getting better. And he's one of those guys with these new prototype basketball shoes. I don't know if y'all heard of them, but they got like pogo sticks built into the heel or the sole. Y'all feel me? And, you know, some other guys in the league have shoes like these, like Shaedon Sharpe, John Morant, just to name a few. Like, that's just a couple right there. But in all seriousness, Trigger Trey, he saw great minutes alongside Herb Jones for some of the same reasons that Herb Jones saw a lot more minutes that he saw, because injury. Simple as that. Trey Murphy saw 30 minutes a game last year, and I doubt he'll see that again, and he's probably going to come off the bench again. But I do think we're going to see growth both on the defensive end and on the offensive end. But with regard to the offensive end, it's going to be more shot creation. He's already a lights out shooter, can leap out the gym, but now it comes down to his shot creation. Can he put the ball on the floor, create off the dribble, and do for himself? Because if he can do that and you have Brandon Ingram next to him, that's some scary shit to deal with. I'm not gonna lie to you. But that's all I got for you guys in this video. That was just a couple of players that I'm excited to watch going into next season. If you made it this far, let me know what you think. Let me know who your breakout candidates are for next year. And as always, it is your boy TB with the greatest hoop stories and debates on the tube. And we back, baby. Graduate TB is in the building, you dig? And until next time, I am out. Peace.